Okay, guys, so excited to hang out for our February. Are we in February? February in-person training. What a room full of people. I wonder if Friday nights are the better night than Saturday. Huh, y'all, we have a room full of folks. Okay, so for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Christina. Yeah. I hope you do know who I am. I'm so excited to talk. We're going to talk tonight about basically belief at some really deep levels. Okay. So we're going to start kind of backwards. Usually when I do a training like this, I talk about the belief in products, belief in network marketing, and belief in yourself. But what I'm finding is that people generally can go get belief in the products. They can go get belief in the opportunity, but what has been taken from them for the majority of their life is belief in themselves. And I'm finding that's a problem. When somebody hits a wall in this opportunity, it's not because all of a sudden they've decided products don't work. It's not because they've decided network marketing is only for special people. Those are some objections they give themselves, sure. But it generally stems from a lack of belief in themselves. And so we're going to look at kind of, first of all, why that is, so that you'll know as a leader moving forward what people are bringing to your table, right? Because most of the time, what they deliver to you is the end result. It is not the actual current circumstance, right? They come to you kind of like we all are, kind of broken people, right? Can we agree that we live in a broken world? We're sinners, right? Saved by grace, thank the good Lord. But it doesn't even matter successes people have had or failures that they have. They're somewhere along the line. We went from kids who would wear whatever they wanted and think they were beautiful on top of the world to all of a sudden one day realizing, oh, that's not acceptable. Oh, I've got to conform. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Okay, guys, it feels like it's really easy to get your wagon knocked over, right? Strutting down the street, there you are, just full of self-worth. Think about kids. Think about Rhett. Do you think he gives a ding dong what he wore tonight or what y'all were going to think about it? He is 100% confident that he is living his best life. All of you were that way at one point. All of you were on top of the world, high and mighty, right? And then one person with one perfectly timed comment knocked your self-esteem right out the window. Someone you trusted and respected criticized you. Sometimes it wasn't even a criticism. It was just the way you chose to receive it. Somewhere along the way, you had one negative thought that perhaps maybe you're not good enough. Or even worse, you look to the left or to the right at somebody else's wagon. And all of a sudden, your wagon wasn't good enough. And so just like that, your wagon's tipped over, right? Lots of reasons why people don't believe in themselves. Okay, and I don't care how confident a person appears, just know this generally applies to everyone. Every level of success, every level of happiness. You look at somebody and think she has everything in the world that I want. No, this applies to her too. Some of you, I'm the her. You look at me and think I have everything you could want in your life. I got problems too. Okay, so you don't believe in yourself because number one, someone told you shouldn't. Your person on your team who you feel like you have to constantly encourage, someone along the way told that person they shouldn't believe in themselves either. It's why you feel like you're doing double and triple work to encourage somebody because someone along the way told them they weren't worth it. Somewhere along the way, someone told you you shouldn't believe in yourself. Probably wouldn't work out for you. You don't believe in yourself because you fear failure. And you fear failure because you focus on all the times you failed. You fear doing it again. You fear what it must mean or say about you if you fail. Sometimes it's not even the failure that you fear. It's the shame you attach to the failure. And sometimes that shame is just self-imposed. Think about my journey when I was not maintaining the rank of Emerald. Matter of fact, I hit it one time and did not maintain it for almost an entire year. My team had no idea because I showed up like this every day of that non-maintaining year. This is how I showed up. I knew where I would eventually get. But as the Hawaii trip crept closer and closer, I knew in my brain, if I don't make it back to Hawaii, my team will know. And I attached shame to that. My team would have let me just stay. Would they have noticed? Sure. Would it have been an opportunity for me to teach them something? Yep. Just like it was when I missed rank by 3 points. But we attach something to the fear of failure so that it becomes even mightier than the hope of success. So you fear failure, so you don't believe in yourself. You know why else you fear failure? Why else you don't believe in yourself? Because you focus on the lack in your life instead of the abundance. Guys, somebody somewhere is praying for your problems right now. They would give anything to just have your problems, no matter how big your problems are. Somebody somewhere has it worse, and they are thinking, man, if I could just have what she had, I'd be on the right track. So you focus on the lack in your life instead of the abundance. And I'm telling you, doesn't matter how far someone has made it, they do the same thing. Y'all, I was 4 weeks out from bikini competition. Do you think I stood in the mirror and said, look at all this progress I've made? No, I stood in the mirror and said, I can't believe I have this little bit of fat right here. Can't believe this is still jiggling. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how far you get. You still have a choice. Do I focus on the lack or do I focus on the abundance? It's a choice. It does not matter your circumstance. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what problems you have going on. Don't care what circumstances in your life. You have a choice on what you focus on. And what you focus on will always expand. Always, always. Make sure nobody's in the waiting room. I'm terrible at this, but they are great. Okay. Another reason you don't believe in yourself. You've never had the support you need to build up your self-esteem. This is going to hit some of you the wrong way. Listen, by the end of this training, y'all will either love me or you won't. Some of you have come back, so you expect it. Some of you, this is your first time, and you might not ever come back. But listen, you've never had the support system to build up your self-esteem. I mean this in the nicest way possible. Get over it. Get over it. Stop claiming, wah. I never had this. I never had that. No one loved. Get over it. Love yourself enough to figure out how to get over it. Another thing, if you claim to be a follower of Jesus, you don't get to pick and choose what in the Bible you believe. If you believe certain parts of it, then you must believe what he says about you. So get over it. Find your self-esteem and your identity. You don't get to pick and choose. If you're not a believer, it's another conversation we need to have. Now I'm sweating now. Nay. Okay, so now maybe.
Maybe it's just you.
Now, on a serious note, if you've never had someone come alongside you and tell you that you're worth it, tell you that you can do it, look around. Link up with people who will. People in this room, they'll tell you. People in this room, they'll tell you. Stop associating with people who are also over there wham and crybabying about what they don't have. You want somebody to teach you how to build yourself up? It ain't them. If they could teach you how to build yourself up, they'd have done built themselves up. It ain't them. They are not the movers and the shakers. They are the weepers and the whiners. You associate with them, guess what you become? Have you ever heard the saying, if you lay with dogs, you're going to get fleas? It's a really rude saying now that I think about it. But it's true. You don't get to lay around with weepers and whiners and think, maybe I'll be the one that raises the whole group. It don't work like that. Would you let your teenagers hang out with a bunch of bad influences and hope that maybe she was going to influence them for the good? No. That ain't how it works. You know how it works? It's like a drop of ink in a pond. That poison, that toxicity, it will spread. And what was once nice and clear, maybe it's not going to be filthy and muddy, but it's certainly going to be tainted. So guard yourself. If you've never had somebody tell you that you can do it and you're worth it, let me be the first. You can do it and you're worth it. The question is, will you? Let's see. Y'all still doing okay? Hey, Becky. Nobody's left yet, so. I mean, y'all might have left here. Nobody's left here yet. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, so those are reasons why you don't believe in yourself. But there have been times in your life where you've had to prove yourself wrong. Ever gone to a job interview that you were certain you weren't going to get and you walked out of there with it? There have been times that you've had to prove yourself wrong. You have to get back up, flip your little wagon back over, and prove to the rest of the world that you can. Guys, you've overcome obstacles much bigger than building something like this. Much bigger. Exactly. All right. But if you're having a hard time believing in yourself, I got 5 tips tonight. I'm about to change your life. 5 tips. And listen, this is not even original material. This came from an article. It was a really good article. It was very timely too. Okay. Number 1, write this in bold. Opinions aren't facts.
We taught that lesson today. I do it every day.
Yep. Opinions are not facts. Rachel don't even know who Sarah Marble is. She was one of the first diamonds in Plexus. She's been a diamond for like 9 years. Okay. So I did a team training for her last night in her team page. And I was talking about some of the same stuff. And I almost said what I'm about to say now on her team page. And I like caught it at the very nick of time. I was like, oh gosh, don't say that. Because I can say it to y'all. But I almost said it to her team last night. But it was just our team. They'll be all right. Guys, opinions are like butts. Everybody has one, and they usually stink. Opinions are not facts. Everybody's got an opinion, and most of the time they stink. Why are we putting so much stock in what someone's opinion of us is? At some point in your life, that's the kicker, at some point in your business, you felt great. Like you were on top of the world. Then somebody came along somewhere and made you doubt. They gave you their opinion and it hurt your feelings. All of a sudden, you believed in yourself less and you took that hurt with you. But what you need to understand is that was somebody's opinion. It wasn't fact. Yet here we are, putting on the coat of someone's opinion. Why? You cannot please everybody. Y'all have heard me say it one time. If you've heard me say it a million times, you can be the juiciest, ripest peach in the barrel. And there's going to be somebody somewhere that don't like peaches. Someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. And lastly, you would care a whole lot less what people were thinking about you if you knew how rarely they did. You know why? Because they're over there worried about themselves too. Just like you worried about yourself. They don't think about you. And if they are, who cares? Guys, listen, you're entitled to an opinion, but you don't get to absorb everyone else's opinion. Okay. Let's think about this. This happens to me all the time because I'm not very fashion forward, but I put on an outfit and I'm like, oh, this is it. And then I send it in a leader chat that I'm in with some fashion divas, and they're like, Now, luckily, their opinion I've solicited, right? I trust them. So then I change the outfit real fast, never wear it again, right? But sometimes you put on an outfit and it really is a good outfit. But you let one person unsolicited say something, and all of a sudden, listen, you ran your fanny upstairs and changed your clothes. Why? You really liked the outfit. I think somebody's in the waiting room. Hold on. Well, I don't know how to find them if they are. So, okay. Here's the thing. They're opinions. They're not facts. It's your life. You get to choose your truth. You get to choose it. Are you that girl? Good. Be it. Who cares if someone says this business is not for people like you? Says who? First of all, I can prove you wrong on every single account. I can show you diamonds who were just like you. Single mom, got it. Broke, got it. Divorced, got it. Homeless, got it. Drug addict, got it. Been to prison, got it. I can show you Jules who had all those same stories. Fight me on it. Don't actually fight me on it. That'd be awkward. But I'm just saying, I'm very, very passionate about the fact that anybody can do this. I know lots of anybody's who decided to just be a somebody. Okay, number 2, growth takes time. Man, here's what I hear all the time. I've just been doing this for so long. I'm like, so long? Yeah, like 4 or 5 months. You can't even grow a human in 4 or 5 months. And you're trying to grow a business. Listen, if you ain't been doing this for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, you really don't get to have an expectation of where you ought to be. And I told y'all this truth once or twice. You are exactly in your business where you deserve to be. Period. Don't got to be where you want to be. You don't got to like being there, but you are exactly where you deserve to be. Somebody told me that one time and I wanted to throat punch them. Because in my brain, I thought I deserved to be somewhere else. But she said, you're exactly where you deserve to be. There's something that you've not mastered that you need to master in order to be able to hold the responsibility of the next rank. Thought that made sense. It's kind of why they don't give you birth a baby on day 1 and then on day 8, they don't hand you a 12-year-old. Like there's lots of things you got to master before you can sufficiently parent a teenager. Can I get it? Yes? Yes. Anybody parent teenagers? Ooh. Listen, basically what I have to learn is how to not throat punch them. It's a skill I'm real good at. Growth takes time. Give yourself a break. This is so important. If you don't believe in yourself, you are still growing. You are learning. You are failing. You are learning. You are failing. Guess what? When you fail, all it means is an opportunity to try again, this time with a little more wisdom. Good news is you won't ever fail the same thing in the same way at the same time. Failure is just an opportunity to try again with a little more wisdom. Think about the babies learning how to walk. They fall lots of times. And if you watch their little minds work, every time they get up, they're a little more studious. Like they're like, okay, well, that didn't work so well. Maybe I should hold on with both hands to the coffee table. Every time you fail, it's just another opportunity to try again with more wisdom. Let go of the perfectionism idea. Guys, listen, if you came in and thought, well, I really want to be enrolled in 6 months. Know that would be wishing for lots of problems. There are lots of problems with going enrolled really quickly.
Amen.
Lots of problems. And listen, if you're like, man, I never thought it would take 3.5 years to go emerald. There's problems with that too. Everybody got problems. Let go of whatever your little perfect idea is of where you thought you ought to be. Everybody's got problems. I keep bending my papers and I can't read my words. No. Guys, the pressure of that perfectionism is slowing you down. The pressure of that perfectionism is slowing you down. It's causing you to doubt yourself. You are where you are on this journey, and that is perfectly acceptable. Wherever you are today, it's perfectly acceptable. So if you're attaching shame to it, if you're attaching frustration to it, if you're attaching any of those things, that's on you. Because I'm telling you, as somebody who is where you want to be, wherever you are is perfectly okay. I was where you are. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be brand new. I was where you were. Everybody starts there. I have been exactly where every single one of you are. Some of you have been there twice. Perfectly okay. Let's see. Oh, here's some truth for you. You are not a list of all your successes and failures. It can either make you feel happy or sad. You are not a list of all your successes and failures. Here's one, if you guys could just adopt it. This is actually how I am so, people say, how are you so resilient? First of all, I didn't even know what that word meant. But apparently just means willing to keep getting knocked back down over and over again. But the reason I'm so resilient is because I understand failure is an action. It is not a personal characteristic. Failure is an event. It is not a personal characteristic. A blizzard is an event. Am I a blizzard? No. Failure is an event. Not meeting your goal. It's an event. It's not a personal characteristic. You can't be failure. Failure is an action word. You're a noun. Welcome to English 1101. You can't be a failure. Embrace your failure and know that you have learned something and are moving forward. What if you guys just got excited every time you failed? John Maxwell says to do that. Get excited every time you fail. The day that I missed Senior Ruby, the first time I ever went for Senior Ruby, told my team we were rallying. Was anybody on my team back then? Anybody?
I think Jackie and I came out.
Were you?
Sorry, after that.
Right after. Okay. So there's you. Oh, got to preach. Oh, hold on notes. Okay. So case in point, if you're Senior Ruby or below, and you think, well, if only my team would take me the rest of the way, or if only that, look around. No one that was part of my team prior to Senior Ruby is even in this room. They're not here. What if I had kicked back and hoped they would get it together? Kick back and hope they catch the vision. What if I just slowed down and said, well, I don't have any leaders yet. I probably won't ever. The team that you have now may not be the team that gets you to the next rank. Be okay with that. Love them where they are, but go find your people. So if you're sitting over there saying, well, I'm Senior Gold, I should have some workers. Y'all have a Senior Ruby and didn't have, they're not here. They're not here. Great point. Y'all just brought up. Good job. But anyway, so
A month later, I joined your team.
Thank you. Woo! But listen, this story's about to get even better. Okay, so I tell my team that's not even here anymore, we're gonna go for Senior Ruby. We're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna do it. We offered incentives. We did the whole thing. Woke up on the first, looked at my points. We missed Senior Ruby by not even a whole person. 3 points. You have to have 750 points. We had 747. That's awkward. So of course, I mean, it was a very hard day. And I remember one of my sidelines, who was no longer working the business, called and said, listen, nobody would think two things about it if you quit. And I said, quit? I mean, I was almost incredulous. Like, I'm sorry. First of all, do you know me? Number one, that is just a vocabulary that is, it is just not acceptable. Number two, here's what I thought, excuse my language. Why the hell would I quit? I'm so close. I did not for a second think, I failed. I thought, dang, I got close. Let's do this again. Did it hurt my feelings? Sure, I was sad for my team. I mean, we all worked so hard. Quit? Huh? No, it literally, it's just, the circumstance was Christina ended at 747 points. What I chose to think about that determined how I felt. I could have thought all of that was for nothing. We're a failure. And then, of course, I would have felt like doo-doo. But I really thought, well, we got super close. Let's do this again. Right? So that made me feel excited, energized. Listen, failure is another opportunity to do it again, but a little bit wiser. And I'll have y'all know, it wasn't even the next month that I hit it. It was several months down the road. Several new people joined my team. And there you go. But what if I had quit? What if I had quit that day? First of all, none of y'all would be here. Except maybe Denise, because she's not actually in my downline. Denise, you would still be here. But the rest of us, who knows what we would be doing? So you just can't quit. Growth takes time. That's right. There is comfort in having faith. I feel like there are people in the thing, but I don't know how to find them. Sorry, people in the waiting room. There is comfort in having faith that everything will be all right in the future. Your self-belief will thrive when you release unrealistic expectations. Your self-belief will thrive when you release unrealistic expectations. Who told you to expect whatever it is you're beating yourself up about? Who told you to expect Emerald in 6 months? Who told you to expect to be further than you are? If no one with wisdom in this area told you, then you set yourself an unrealistic expectation. That was dumb. Why? Why did you do that? Don't do that. Ask somebody who knows a thing or two. Okay, number 3, fear cannot stop you. Some of y'all want to argue with me right now. When you don't believe in yourself, it's most likely that you're afraid to. You know what happens when you believe in yourself? You have to take action. And some of you, that just scares the pants right off of you. to be yourself, put yourself out there, you risk being criticized for who you are. Well, ain't that a pity? You risk being criticized. We know that that is scary because we learned about opinions. Remember what I told you? They're like, it can damage your self-belief. But guys, believing in yourself takes bravery. You have to be the one willing to push you. If you don't push yourself forward, you just stand still. Anyone can do that, even a statue. You have to believe in your ability to move forward and recognize that fear holds you back. Let me go ahead and tell you, fear will never go away. You think if I get to diamond and I make diamond money, I won't have fear about finances. Wrong. You know what you have when you have more? You have more to lose. Choose to look at it that way. You could think, well, when my pregnancy is over and the baby's here, I won't have to fear any of that. You know what happens when you have more? You have more to lose. Fear never goes away. You know what you can do with fear? You can starve it. It will never go away, but you can starve it. You know how you starve it? You feed the belief. When your belief is super duper high, your fear is super, super low. It's why we all get in a car every day and put on a seatbelt, because our belief in our ability to keep ourselves semi-safe far outweighs the fear that we have that something bad will happen in a car accident. Is it a reality? Sure. But our belief, we've fed our belief so much. We bought cars with great safety equipment. We understand about the speed limit. We wear seatbelts. Yeah, it's worth it. Fear holds you back from trying in case you fail. Let me go ahead and tell you, you will. Over and over and over. What if you sat back and never touched that newborn baby because you thought you might make a mistake in parenting? How many of you make mistakes in parenting? Literally on the regular. I have to apologize to at least one kid a day. I need one of those buttons from Staples. Oh, yeah. I need one. Because I make mistakes every day. But you better believe I'm showing up, still trying, figuring some things out. Fear stops you letting go of opinions in case they're right. And then you'll have to go through it again. What if their opinion is right? Fear then stops you moving forward. Guys, face your fears. Here's what I always tell people. Will you die? Like if you send that message and if she rejects you, let's say she responds and like cusses you out. Will you die? No, you won't die. I mean, you've learned some new things about your friends, but you won't die. Face your fear. What is the fear? What is it? That someone will get on Facebook and make a live video mocking you when you went a shopping spree? Happened. Well, no, it's real funny though. The same guy that did that called me on my birthday. Hey, Christina, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good, buddy. We're not friends on Facebook anymore. I had to put some boundaries in place, but he was like a brother growing up. He lived in our house. He was my deceased brother's best friend. So we still have some communication open. He's just not allowed on my social media. I just removed that, put some boundaries in place. Anyways, he calls me. Happy birthday. Thanks, buddy. His birthday's the next day. Happy birthday to you too. And then he says, how's things going? Things good with me. How things with you? He's like, good. Just over here trying to get rich. I said, oh, how's that going for you? He's like, well, I'm still working on the base, so you can figure that. And I said, He goes, how's Plexus going for you? I said, just hit Diamond Senior Ruby today, so going pretty good. Listen, there's some real satisfying feelings when you get to look in the face of your critics and smile and wave. I never gave him the tongue lashing he deserved. I just always tried to maintain dignity because I knew where I was going. Listen, you don't let somebody's criticism of your faith keep you from praying, from attending church. Somebody's going to criticize anything that you're doing. Face your fears and think about sometimes just looking and thinking about what's the worst that can happen. What is the worst that can happen? And then decide to move past it anyway. Never fear failure. It's just another opportunity to try again. It is the best teacher and the fastest way to succeed. You want to succeed faster, fail more. You want to succeed faster, fail more. Leaders always should have problems. When I ask you what feels hard and you tell me nothing, you should always be creating new problems for yourself, because every time I fail, I all of a sudden have more problems. Failure is the best teacher and the fastest way to succeed. Have a healthy relationship with failure. Expect it, plan for it, learn from it. It won't kill you. Number 4, when you have trouble believing in yourself, remember you are unique. Not everyone is going to understand you, get you, or like you, and that is okay. You are unique. Not everyone is going to understand you, like you, or accept you, and that is okay. Y'all, listen, I am much for a lot of people. Okay. Okay. I'm extra, I'm blunt, I'm to the point. Okay. I had to check myself, with Jesus, and with my husband. Like, that's pretty much how I keep myself grounded. And the rest is all just kind of, what is it, water off a duck's back? That doesn't make any sense to me, but I think that's the saying.
Because it doesn't say it flows right out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so it doesn't bother me. I'm much.
I was gonna say water under the bridge. I think that's the one thing. I
Bless. I'm much for a lot of people. Not everybody's going to get you, like you, or accept you. Y'all, there are diamonds. I'm much for them. They think I'm too abrasive. I push too hard. I work too hard. Shouldn't hustle. Should rest. It's fine. Rest if you want to. But remember how they said, what's the fastest way to succeed? Fail. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep doing that. Not everybody's going to get you, like you, or accept you, but that's okay. That is how history is made. Think of anybody influential in history. Anybody. Name some of them out. Thank you.
Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you. Y'all know some other people.
Oprah.
Thank you, Oprah.
I'm sorry.
Martin Luther King. Thank you.
Jesus.
Yes. Thank you.
Jesus.
Michael Jordan.
Thank you. Yes. Guys, you can find critics for all of them. You can find critics for all of them. Anybody that ever made a single wave in history got critics. Means they weren't everybody's cup of tea. Do you think they cared? No. You think Martin Luther King Jr. cared when people were like, we should go burn down buildings? And he was like, no, we're going to be peaceful and protest this way. People didn't agree with him. You think he cared? Nope. Abraham Lincoln, think he cared? Nope. No. Everybody got critics. Want to be made a part of history, or do you want to just be part of the masses? Seems terrible. Y'all, I'm telling you, one of my greatest fears is being insignificant. And to me, to be insignificant means to just be another face in the crowd. Be okay with standing out and being different. You are unique. Okay. If you believe in yourself strongly enough, you can achieve anything. I know that sounds real cliche. We tell our kids that, but I 100% believe it. If you believe in yourself strongly enough, you can achieve anything. Oh, and this is a good one. This is number 5. You are capable of restarting. And I don't just mean your business. You're capable of restarting right now who you decide to be. What truth you'll decide to walk in from this day forward. You get to restart. If your self-esteem has been knocked and you're at a place full of self-doubt, it's time to let go of that crap. Time to let go of the self-loathing thoughts so you can move forward. Guys, you need to reset your mindset and reset your life. Draw a line in the sand and refuse to let self-doubt cross it. You're capable of restarting. You're capable of reprogramming your brain. If you don't believe it, go read a book. Switch on your brain. What to say when you talk to yourself. It is scientifically proven you can reprogram your brain. Do it. Stop saying, I've just always been this way. If you don't like how you've always been, be different. I mean, I hear it all the time. This is just how I've always been. How's that working for you? Be different. Okay. Acknowledge how you feel. All of them, all the fears, all the doubts. Because listen, you can't get past what you won't acknowledge. All the negative thoughts, write them down and stare them in the face. Not like right this second, but do this weekend. And then look at your fears and write counter statements. I'm going to give you an example. Here's your fear. I'm afraid that if I try to build this business, I will fail. I don't think I have what it takes. Anybody ever thought that about this business? I've thought it. Counter statement. I may not meet every expectation I set, but the pain of not trying will be harder than the pain of not trying. Guys, so what if you don't hit every expectation along the way? The pain of not doing anything? I would much rather be a failure than a quitter. I would much rather have to keep trying day in and day out than to sit back knowing I gave up. I would much rather my kid go out and lose the game than never show up. Kidding me? I would rather try and fail. Would rather try and it take longer. I would rather try and be last. I would rather try and be the last one to make it, even after she makes it and she makes it and she makes it and she makes it, than to never try at all. It is what I want and it is worth the risk. I can do this. I have come back from failure before, stronger and wiser. I will let go of this fear. What if you did that? What if you wrote a counter statement for every single fear that you have in this business and you really started believing it? Make sure that your counter statement is empowering. Make it personal so that when you read it, you can feel passionate and energized about it. And then let it go. Let go of the heavy weight that's holding you down so that you can move forward. Guys, if you would just let go of everybody else's freaking opinions and expectations and concerns, you would feel 100% lighter. You wouldn't come to me bogged down. Because you know what's bogging you down? All their crap. You a septic system overflowing with somebody else's doo-doo. It's ridiculous. Let go of it. Why are you carrying all their junk? Clean your own tank. Worry about your own self. Let it go. Okay. So now that you believe yourself, let's talk about why would somebody do what we're doing? Because listen, these principles apply in life. You could walk out the store and say, you know what, that girl, she ain't my cup of tea. She's too much for me. I am not about this. That's fine. This will still help you in your life. I hope that you will take it. I hope you will run with it. And I hope it will make you have a better life. I believe that 100%. I also believe, of course, I also believe you'd be foolish to not do what we're doing. That is how I believe 100%. Nobody in this world could convince me that this opportunity is not the best, hands down. Do I think there are other great companies? Of course I do. Other good opportunities? Yeah. Do I think this is the best opportunity for this time in this place? Yes, that's what we're talking about. Okay. So why Plexus? And when you're talking to a potential prospect builder, this is the posture that you have. Why Plexus? Basically, why not? Like right products, right time. Guys, hello, timing, pandemic, health, wellness. People have never been more concerned with their physical well-being than they are right now. Never. Guess what? We have solutions. Natural solutions to people's problems. And they've never been more open to conversation about it. Ground floor. Guys, our company is still ground floor opportunity. Now, 5-10 years from now, we'll be a legacy company. We'll be like Mary Kay, Avon, household name. But there are people that I talk to every day who have still never even heard of Plexus. Ground floor. People who get in now and build, they will be the ones set for their entire life. Because somebody somewhere's got to join somebody's team. And they will. We're continuing to expand globally. Guys, the internet gives you access to people everywhere. Ground floor, debt-free company. I mean, listen, companies go out of debt or out of business because they're drowning in debt. When companies close their doors because they owe too much money to stay open. We're a debt-free company. And if you've missed it, last year was the biggest year of our entire business. We doing all right. Debt-free company. What I love about our company is just their integrity, growth, long-term mindset. Guys, there are other companies out there that are training their people to do some dirty things. There are companies out there that are applauding things that are not right. And Plexus has never. Rude. Hold on. No, it's just not gonna be bright. It'll be all right. Sorry, guys. Now I'm in the dark. Sorry. It'll be all right. A lot of companies will go and let's say they want top leaders from another company, they'll buy them. They'll buy them and bring them over. Plexus has never done that. If a top business builder from another company wants to join Plexus, and this has happened, Alex said this has happened, they'll call and say, hey, Alec, I'm so-and-so with so-and-so's company. I'm a 6, 7, 8 figure earner. I'm top salesperson for the company, whatever. Can I come to Plexus? I would like to come over there. Wanting to be, no, it's fine. They can see me perfectly fine. But they're wanting our company to buy them over, right? It's called buying business. And Alec and Tarl have always said, yeah, you're welcome to come build at Plexus. Cost you $39.95 and you'll start at the bottom, just like everybody else. I can't tell you of another company that I know that does that. Integrity and long-term growth. Listen, we're not looking left and looking right. We're not looking for the next shiny thing. We're not worried when something else pops up. We're not worried if somebody else has another drink that's the same color as ours. You know why? Long-term mindset. Guys, you think Colgate is concerned when Crest comes out with a new kind of toothpaste? The heck y'all worried about other companies for? There is plenty of pie to go around for everybody. But what I love about Plexus is they're long-term and their integrity is solid. They're not going to try to build something off the back of somebody else's hard work. Anybody can build here, but everybody's going to go through the same process. It's integrity that you can take to the bank. They will always do the right thing. Okay. My notes are all together. Okay. So why else would we do this? Obviously, our products are the bread and butter. Because our products work, we have an effective company. We have a consumable product that people will continue to buy over and over again. That is how you create residual income. It's also why I didn't choose to sell things like athletic wear or Tupperware or Pampered Chef. Love those things, buy them all the time, but eventually people have enough of that. I wanted a product that people were going to consume over and over again so that they would purchase over and over again. Right? Okay. Right products, right timing. But here's the thing. You also have to have some belief in network marketing. Guys, companies have choices where they put their advertising dollars. They could give it to celebrities. They could pay big box stores. They could put it on billboards. They could put it on cable TV. Plexus puts it in the pockets of regular people like me and you. Because word of mouth has always been the best seller. And if you've missed the mark, everybody's going to e-commerce. Folks who never intended to do business online, they're online. Look at what happened in 2020. Those boutiques that you had to drive to, guess what? Now all of a sudden you can shop online. E-commerce is expected to explode again this year. So you thought last year's momentum was fun? It's about to be fun again. Okay. Some of the wealthiest people in the world endorse network marketing. People like Warren Buffett. Okay. People like Morgan Stanley. People that you can take to the bank on their business sense. I'll even tell you a story about Donald Trump before he was a politician. There are some things you can't argue with when it comes to Donald. The fact that he is a businessman, right? He's one of the wealthiest in the world. And many, many years ago, he was on a talk show. And the talk show host asked Donald, hey, Donald, if you lost all of your billions of dollars, I probably didn't say Donald, I probably said Mr. Trump, but Donald would be fine. Hey, Donald, if you lost all your money, what would you do to start rebuilding it tomorrow? And without missing a beat, he said network marketing. And the crowd kind of laughed at him. And he, again, was just like, well, that's why I'm sitting out here and you're out there, because I know an opportunity when I see it and you don't. He was 100% serious. Network marketing, fastest growing and highest paid profession in the world. It's the only profession in the world where you can take a 30, 40-year career and condense it down into 3 to 5. And in my situation, it wouldn't have mattered. I could have taught until Jesus came back, and I would have never made a fraction of the amount of money that I'm making now. I don't say that to brag. I'm just telling you, most people work under a ceiling, under a salary ceiling, under a salary cap. I don't know very many people, even the ones who make a bunch of money, who can just make endless amounts of it. Think about my really successful friends who work on base. They make lots of money, but there's still a cap, right? With Plexus, you can, whatever value you add to the company, you can reap that in rewards, period. Want to make more money? Add more value. I could add value all day long to them little children, and I was never going to make a cent more than the stated orders that I could make, right? Okay. What you get for $39.95? When I'm talking to people and they say, how much does it cost to draw? I'm like, girl, it is $39.95, and you get a shipping department, a customer service department, a compliance department, a information department, and anything you need to run a company. It's right there for you. I didn't have to create a ding dong thing, which is good because I am not creative. I have to make nothing, but I get to own my own business. I'm backed by legal. I have a whole legal department if I need. Got everything that I need for $39.95, and I get to leverage a big brand name, not like Christina's. I got nothing. Got nothing. Okay. And guys, there's a difference in being self-employed and being a business owner. Business owners own a system, meaning even when they're away, their system runs. Right? Think about the owners of Chick-fil-A, the managers, the owners. They go to Vail, Colorado to ski. They still making chicken sandwiches over there. They own a system, right? Self-employed people get paid when they work. Think about my friend who owns a lawn cutting business. He's self-employed, but he's not a business owner because he only gets paid when he's on the lawnmower. Now, he eventually could turn it into a system, right? That's probably the goal. But there's a difference. And at first, when you're building this, you're going to feel self-employed. You're going to feel like, man, if I'm not working, I ain't getting paid. Right. That's how everything starts. But eventually, over time, compound effective consistency, it will become systematic. Now, if I go on vacation, guess what? Everybody's still working. Systems are still in place. Things are happening. That's what you can build. You know how I know you can build it? Because there was a time when I would come to host a training, or I would go to host a training at a restaurant or my house, and it would be me and my paper. And now look, it doesn't matter where you are now. It matters what you're going to do between now and then. Oh gosh, I have 3 minutes. Okay, why else Plexus, guys? I mean, pick a thing. Incentives, trips, recognition, achievement. Those are things grown women don't get anymore. Listen, but for most of you, the last time you were acknowledged was either a graduation, a wedding shower, or a baby shower. Once those things end, that's usually the last time you get to be the center of attention. Usually the last time you get an applause. Usually the last time you get a ooh. Right? No one came and oohed my classroom. Unless they were like, ooh. No, I just closed that up. But y'all, women desperately want recognition. They want acknowledgement. Those kids that they're taking care of day in and out aren't looking back going, good job, Mom. They're not getting that. But this is an opportunity where they can get recognition. They can get rewards. They can earn prizes. They can be challenged. They can grow. Do you know she thought growth was something that, was over? I didn't know there were actually women who were growing. It was the most perplexing thing to her. People just don't do it. It's why you have so many whiners and weepers. Poor me. That's the way it's always been. You know why? Because they ain't read a book since they graduated high school. But here you can grow with people who want to grow. It doesn't make you the weirdo. It makes you the one who's making a bunch of money. Said all that. Oh, here's something to take home to write about. And it's something you should be telling every single prospective business builder. Research shows 95% of people who will just show up and work their business consistently will hit the top of their company within their first 10 years. People will say 10 years, Listen, how many years you gonna work at Chick-fil-A before you get to be the president? Oh, wait, that won't happen. Within Plexus, people are making it much, much faster. Average time to diamond is probably 4 years at this point. I'm slow. I'm okay with that. Because you know what happens before you're making diamond pay? You're making sapphire pay and emerald pay and senior ruby pay and ruby pay. It's okay. It's an okay journey. And winning trips. That's right. So statistics show it's not a, well, I wonder if I can do it. Statistics show 95% of people are there within the first 10 years. Plexus is much faster. I imagine companies who have been around for a long, Avon, Mary Kay, those are probably the companies that are taking a longer amount of time. But still, 10 years, I'd have never earned what I'm earning now. Wouldn't have mattered how many years. Put a bunch of zeros on the end of that 10. Wouldn't have mattered. So build your belief in network marketing so you can cast vision to others. If people aren't doing this with you, it's because they lack vision. If you're over here hoping maybe this will work out, or if you're still in the I'm trying it phase, ain't nobody willing to follow you and do something as scary as this is if you're still maybe going to try it out. You ever heard the saying, no one's going to heed the sound of an unsure trumpet? Be about what you're going to be about before you expect other people to do it with you. I can't find any business builders. I'm like, really? Because you don't carry yourself like a business builder. Be somebody worth following. Would you follow you? Knowing what you know about what you've shown the world, would you follow you? And if not, change it. Or just don't expect people to follow you. Either or. Be a leader that people can follow. Be solid in your decision. Because like it or not, you're deciding one way or the other. If you decide to not draw your line in the sand, you've decided to not draw your line in the sand. So you're making a choice when you leave here tonight. I'm either all in or I'm not all in. And either one is a choice. Either one will require sacrifice. You decide to go all in, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. It's hard work. I work hard. I would probably venture to say I might work harder than most everybody in this room when it comes to this opportunity. And I don't say that to brag. It's hard work. You say you want what I have, but are you willing to do what I do? I don't know. Does your work ethic match your dream? Because you don't get to have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. So either change one or the other. Really up to you. That's all I have.
That's good.
Killed it. I'm just kidding. That's what goes in my brain. All right. They're all so sweet. I love y'all. Okay, questions. If y'all have questions on there, drop them in the Q&A. Did I hurt anybody's feelings? Does anybody
I
not?
have a question. Don't kill me when I say this. I mean, like,
Y'all, this cherry, hold tight.
I can't believe I'm say this.
I can.
Okay, so what exactly is drawing your line in the sand? What is that? I mean, I know, but I just want to know. Like, I don't know if I have.
Okay. So drawing your line in the sand means that there's no plan B. She asked, what's it mean to draw your line in the sand? I would be a terrible talk show host. It means it means that there's no plan B, no plan C, no plan D, no plan E. No matter what it takes, come hell or high water, I'm going to do whatever it takes every day to move forward. There's no looking back. There's no, well, if by this time this hasn't happened, I'm out. There's no, maybe this isn't for me. There's none of that. It's like all of a sudden the blinders go on and you're doing this thing. So like when you brought your youngins home from the hospital, your line was drawn in the sand. You never thought maybe I should have taken back. Like you're like that. I know there's a fire station law somewhere. Find me a fire station. Like that, your decision was made. No matter what you had to overcome, no matter what you had to learn, no matter what anybody said about what you were doing, you knew what your role was going to be in those kids' lives. Same thing with this business. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what I have to do, become, change, learn, grow. Come hell or high water, I will be a diamond. No matter what. Draw your line in the sand about your religion. Don't care who makes fun of you. You don't care what you're left out of. You don't care what it costs you. Know where I'm headed. It's just a matter of knowing without a shadow of a doubt. You go in there. Doesn't mean you don't have fear. Doesn't mean you don't have self-deprecating. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means The rest of that will pale in my decision daily. It's a daily decision. In spite of everything else, I'm going. And I'm going to listen. People say, oh my God, it must be nice to be a diamond. He's so shiny. I'm like, you know what's underneath the shine? Scabs and scars and broken bones. Because listen, when I'm telling you, I charged hell with a water pistol, I did it. Charged hell with, I did not care. And I'm telling you, I sacrificed a bunch. Never what was most important, ever. And if anybody ever tells you to be successful here, you got to be willing to give up all this stuff. Not true. Not true. Because listen, I have a great life. You know, most of y'all have been friends with me for the last several years on social media. Does it look like I've had a terrible life? No. And I ain't been a diamond, not even a year yet. So you don't give up what's most important. It's just a matter of deciding, no matter what, I'm going to get it. No matter what, I'm going to do it. Don't care who joins me. I don't care who quits. No matter what. And guys, I mean this with every ounce of love in my heart. If all of you walked out the door today and said, I'm out, my mission has not changed. I'm going back to diamond no matter what. It's a decision. It's just a flat out, y'all are not actually allowed to do that though. I know where most of you live. But I'm just saying it's not a matter of, well, if my bestie doesn't do this with me, then it's just no matter what. I'm willing to rebuild as many times as I have to. I'm willing to learn as much as I have to. I'm willing to invest in myself and in my business. You guys, I just paid $10,000 for a leadership development class. My husband almost had a stroke. Like he started twitching and everything. But I'm willing to invest. If I want to get better, I'm going to have to do what it takes to get better. It's an investment. Don't go and invest $10,000.
What do you teach?
Listen, I will bring you what I'm learning. Yes. And listen, before I was making investments like that, Brittany was. Well before I was, she was. So it's just, what does it mean to draw? It means you make a decision. You make a decision that no matter, and guys, I meant it when I was falling behind 1,000 points. I meant it. I didn't know how I was going to figure out how to be diamond because I thought I was doing all the things, but it just meant I was willing to endure. No matter what, I was willing to endure. Kind of like drawing a line in the sand when it comes to your marriage. No matter what, I'm going to figure it out. Even if I have to waterboard him.
Do you think it's because you're so strong in the purpose as well?
I haven't always been this solid in my purpose, but I was always solid in my dream.
In your why?
Yeah, always. I'm very solid now in my purpose. And I have been this way probably for the last couple of years. But I mean, I'm telling you, this is how I carried myself as a silver. It's how I carried myself as a gold. I did not understand. Here's the thing. When the why is decided, the how takes care of itself. When you decide what you're going to do, the how takes care of itself. I'm going to learn how to be a mom. I'm going to learn how to breastfeed. I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, figured it out. Be a wife. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I?
Christina.
Yeah. Right. I mean, when you make a decision, you just figure it out. The how always takes care. Everything is figure outable.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry.
This is Kat.
School teacher raising it. So I guess the only question I have is like, how did you fuel that dream? Like, did you like envision certain things? Like, what did you do every day to kind of keep that alive?
Oh, that's a great question. What did I do to fuel my dream and my vision every day? First of all, I made a decision. So in the same sense that, and you're not married yet, but in the same sense that you decide to love someone, it means even on the days when you don't like them. Like your mom. Sometimes you don't like your mom. I don't know who would not like Miss Nancy, but but you still love her. Like it's a decision. So with my dream, I watch diamond documentaries daily. That was pretty much the only form of personal growth I did in the first several years. I do not recommend you mimic that. But I mean, I've never struggled with belief in myself. So that's a good question to ask somebody like Brittany, because she struggles tremendously still to this day. But I would watch diamond docs and think they're regular. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like me. If they can figure it out, so can I. So I did stuff like that. Man, I'm just telling you, not doing it just wasn't an option. The fear and pain of not getting to achieve the life that I wanted for my family was way heavier for me than any fear or rejection or failure that I would have hit along the way. The fear of not ever having it. Because I knew I definitely envisioned the life that I wanted. And listen, I still envision the life that I want. I'm not done. I'm nowhere near done. I'm barely getting started. So it's just a matter of knowing what is the most that this life could look like. And most people won't do that. The 10X book says most people won't dream that big. They'll dream a little bit big. But most people won't dream 10 times big because it feels really freaking impossible. And listen, I'm here for that. You know what happens if you shoot for a 10X a goal? You might end somewhere around 8 or 9X. But no matter what, you're going to end further than that 1X that you were originally shooting for. I'll take it. So yeah, I envisioned what my life would look like. I definitely got very honed in on my purpose. I knew that this is my purpose. And I've always known my purpose was going to be to teach. And I didn't really understand that teaching was going to lead to leading, but this is my purpose. And it should be all of y'all's. You don't want to leave the earth seeming insignificant. Here's the thing, our pastor, he says when they were meeting at their staff meeting, he said, I want to be a church that if something happens and we're wiped off the face of the earth, people notice that Shirley Hills is missing. I want to be the kind of person that if something happens to me and I'm kidnapped on the way home tonight, people notice. People notice my absence. Question. Hold on. How do I find the chat? Does the fear of success stem from a lack of belief in self? Fear of success. You're asking a type 3 red personality. Fear of success. Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to equal a fear of a lack of belief in yourself, because the fear is, can I handle the responsibility that's going to come with it? The fear is, can I handle leading all these people? Brittany used to struggle with the same thing. Like, oh my gosh, if I get all the people on my team, can I lead them? Do I have what it takes? Am I enough? So yeah, it's going to be a signal of a lack of belief in yourself. And here's the thing, you are already enough. All you have to do is be enough you. It's not your responsibility to ensure everyone else's success. Do I feel responsible for your success? About this much. I will do anything I can to help you be successful. Anything. But whether or not you succeed is not on me. Because if it were on me, then that means when you got it, it would be up to me. No. And guess what? I'm not responsible for y'all's failures either. Y'all decide to quit. You're quitting on yourself. You ain't quitting on me. I'm not responsible for that either. So, I mean, fear of success, it's hard for me to comprehend, but it's basically, it's a lack of belief in your ability to be enough and getting okay with your enoughness. Any other questions?
That's a good question, because I can relate to that.
Fear of success? Interesting.
That resonated. Yeah.
Well, fear of success will also show itself in a lack of boldness.
Yeah, I don't fear that I can't do it. I fear of when I get there, can I handle? Can I inspire people? Can I just handle
Can you keep it going?
Yeah.
But here's the thing,
Am I enough to keep it going?
when you birth a baby, you don't think, when I get to 16, will I be? The idea of being enough for a 16-year-old as a new mom would be overwhelming. But what you realize is, on the way to 16, you've learned a lot of skills. On the way to 16, you've had a lot of experiences, so that by the time you do arrive, you're enough. You're enough. And here's the thing, you already know more than they do. You already are further than anybody that you're leading. Of course you're enough. All right. Love y'all.
Go.
See y'all later. I'm going to end this. Adios. Thank y'all for getting on.
I had